Hey guys, it's Katie. It's August 3rd. I'll give you a look around the garden. We're having much cooler temperatures this week. So only in like the mid 80s instead of 100. So, oh, there's pricklies on here. This is zucchini, and I don't see any, female flowers yet, but we're getting some flowers and it's getting bigger, so hopefully it will produce soon. Here is the sad grapes. I'm not even going to take you over there because they are sad. There's marigolds getting nice and big. Some of the other marigolds we planted are already flowering. There's the avocado tree. And this bed, I pulled out all of the collard greens and the broccoli and the cauliflower. Totally infested with white flies. I've never had white flies before, and I actually didn't even know what they were. I had to look them up. But I have all of these little baby kale coming up, and I didn't want to risk those. So the collard greens were really stressed from the white flies, and they were older plants anyway, so I just went ahead and pulled them up. I sprayed everything that was here with soapy water. Let's see, yeah, there's still some white flies, but it wasn't like how it was. I'm going to get some neem oil. I think that might do a little bit better of a job and just knock them completely out. But lots of baby kale. Looks pretty good. And then over here, I still haven't pulled this lettuce out. Uh-oh. Cucumbers are apparently going into the lawn. To be honest, I have not been out here for the longest time. My husband comes out in the morning and waters for us sometimes. Lots of flowers on the cucumbers, but I really haven't spent that much time out here. It's been really, really hot. And these are the bell peppers. Put them in way too late, so we'll see if I get anything. But they're growing. This was a volunteer. Oh yeah, and this plant's looking kind of scraggly, but still putting on fruit, so just let it go. Here is my yellow jalapeno. Gotten a couple off of it. Some more down there. They're really hot. The ones that I got were really, really hot. So that's nice. Seems like when I plant jalapenos, the plants get a lot bigger and I get tons of them, so I usually only plant a couple. This year I wanted to plant a lot because I wanted to ferment a bunch of jalapenos, and nothing came up. My seeds didn't come up. The one plant that I got didn't get super huge. Sorry, it's cicadas and airplanes and traffic and all sorts of stuff. This is a San Marzano tomato. It's also not doing the best, but it's got some fruit. I had to pull some of them off. There's some blossom end rot on some of these. I put in all of my tomatoes at once except for this one. And when I put my tomatoes in, I sprinkle a little bit of Epsom salts in the hole before I put the plant in. And I don't usually have blossom end rot when I do that, so I didn't do it on this. I just forgot. So some beans here. And they're growing up. And there's flowers. Some flowers down there. Yep, there's some little beans too. These are the Roma, these flat beans. I love them so much. They're a really good bean because if you can let them grow nice and big. Let's see. And they don't get woody very easily. Like, you can get nice big beans and just simmer them in some pasta sauce. They're so delicious. Some of those, and then I had a few wax beans. I think this might be wax beans because they're more round, the ones that turn yellow. Sunflowers are doing a lot better than the ones I planted up in the other bed. I had some sunflowers here, but they're gone. So here is tomatoes and tomatillos. This is my black creme. It looks like it's completely dead. And then here's a marigold that I planted from seed. It looks really nice. Here's my one basil. I haven't even dared to cut it back. I probably should. Maybe it would give me more, but yeah, the basil's not doing well this year. Pretty nasturtiums back there. This is the black cherry tomato. It's still giving out fruit. The plant doesn't look great, but what are you gonna do? Tomatillos are going crazy, and I haven't picked any yet. They are getting bigger inside. Before they were just like kind of marbles. Now they're about that big. So they're getting bigger in there. I'm just gonna let them keep growing until I need them. These ones are turning kind of yellow, but there's a nice big fruit in there. Let's see. So a bunch of tomatillos. Lots and lots and lots of tomatillos. Some look like they've dropped. That's how come I got volunteers in the first place, is the fruit drops like that. This was a volunteer. I think it's a sausage. I got lots of it, lots of tomatoes off of it. It might be sausage or it might be Juliet. The Juliet was the giant plant that was in the bed right behind me last year, and I would not be surprised if it scattered seeds all the way over here, but I think last year I wasn't even sure which ones were Juliets and which ones were sausage. This is the Japanese black truffle. Also, plant's not looking great, but the tomatoes off of it are really nice. I'll go over here. This is my pathway blocked on both sides. Down here is another tomatillo. So, tomatillos, lots of tomatillos. Okay, over here I planted Swiss chard. They never came up. Here is the son of gargantuan tomato from last year. These are making much longer tomatoes than I remember this plant being last year, but look how many tomatoes. I didn't plant this. I didn't really want this here, but I will take the tomatoes. Look at all of them. Lots of tomatoes. And this plant's getting nice and big. Dill seeds are drying out, so they'll self-scatter and come up next year. Here's the last bell peppers. 1, 2, 3. They're getting bigger. But yeah, I don't know if I'm going to get any bell peppers. Maybe a couple small ones in October or something right before the frost. Lots of weeds here. Apple tree still being its appley self. Oh, the fig up there still being its kind of small fig self. That's alright. Here's the other fig. And the blueberry. And the raspberry's doing a lot better. The two that I bought in the springtime are, I think, completely dead, but that one's greened up a lot. I think there's some new leaves on there even. Here's the hops. I think my husband took off a bunch of the damaged leaves. I think it's the same things that are eating his grapes that are eating his hops. The Japanese beetle or the June beetle. But lots of hop cones coming on all the way up. And grapes. There's still some grapes over here. I thought he took them all off. These are Concord grapes, but I'm pretty sure with that fungus he said is on them, they're not really usable. Which is a shame. He did get, I think he got Concord grapes the first year we had this. Maybe it was his other grapes. And he didn't have enough to make wine, but he made a grape-flavored mead. Strawberries. Oh, look, there's actually some red strawberries on here. I'm really surprised to see that. I have to come out here and look. There's another one back there, too. Fig tree. This one's actually putting on lots of figs. Look good. Fig, fig, fig. I love them. Lots of figs and little baby ones over here. This plant's doing really well. I think he said he's going to try to propagate when he prunes it back. Oh my goodness. He told me there were watermelons out here. I didn't realize they were this big already. I'm not sure which variety it is. He got this plant from a fundraiser, so it just said watermelon, but these look like the big long piggy kind. But yeah, that's a pretty good sized watermelon. We've had watermelons before. I think we always planted like sugar babies, and they get, you know, like that big, and then they never turn out for us. But this one is going all the way into the yard, and it's got that. He said there's 3 or 4, I think. Oh, I see another one back here, kind of in the grass. Can you see it? Camouflage. Let's see if there's another one. There's some more flowers too. This vine is all over. Oh, there's another big one. That one looks really good. Awesome. And his tomato plants are doing pretty good. Kind of falling over. I used up all the good tomato cages before his plants got big enough to need cages, so he's just kind of them staked up the best he can. Nice big tomatoes. And there's some over here blushing. So this should be ready soon. And then this is his rooster spur pepper. This is how my jalapenos usually get. Crazy big and lots of peppers. I'm going to try to dry these peppers. So usually when I dry them, I just leave them on the plant as long as possible till they almost start to dry on their own. And then I'll pick them and just, I just leave them on the counter or on a dish or something. I don't even put them in the dehydrator. Here's another female watermelon flower. I might even get another watermelon. There's a little marigold that he planted. Okra, still on the small side, but they're growing. The hot weather, the okra love the hot weather. There's some more peppers here and here. Another marigold. Whatever this vine is, I think it came with the mulch. Maybe it's some kind of gourd or something. Okra, asparagus. This is a really small pepper. That one, that's about the size it was when we put them in, but all the rest of them seem to be taking off. Alright, so that's pretty much the whole garden. I hope you enjoyed this look at the garden. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.